I request everyone to mute, please. If by mistake it is unmuted. Dhanyavad.
Just give me 2 minutes. I'll share the screen.
Yeah.
Om Sahana Bhavatu Om Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahavir Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Whether an object exists, is, or it doesn't exist, is not. Both existence, non-existence, presence, absence, both have to become evident to the self, to you. You cannot talk of absence, much less you can talk of presence without the object becoming evident to you. The absence has to become evident. Presence also has to become evident. That I have nothing in my hand. Hand is evident. Absence of objects, absence of a flower is evident. That I have no flower. No flower. Correct? Absence is evident. So presence is evident. Absence is evident. Okay? Presence of a flower is evident. Absence of a flower also is evident. Absence of flower in my hand, evident. Evident means you can talk about. So evident through a means of knowledge. So the evidence is to you. Your existence doesn't become evident to anything else except yourself. So my question, the Swami is there or not? Yes, is there because Swami becomes evident to you. He is evident to you. So do you have a body of this age, of this condition, of these attributes, or not? Yes. Why? Because it's evident to me. So all these are evident to you. Now my question is, do you exist or not? Are you there or not? You have to say, yes, I am. I am means I exist. How do you know? Your existence, your being. How do you know? You know, I infer I should exist. This inference, you know, did you hear that inference? Somebody said, I think, therefore I am. That is only the beginning point. At the end of the inquiry, the same person said, I am, therefore I think. Descartes. I am, therefore I think. Because even if you don't think, you are there. Correct? Descartes was sitting in that French cafe in the morning, and in the French, you know, they don't take coffee in a cup. They don't know that. They take coffee in a bowl. You know that? Huh? I was shocked. He gave me a bowl. What for? I thought for washing my hands or something. And then that's for coffee. Coffee? Yeah. You want cafe? What do you call that? Cafe? What is that? French cafe? You know, cafe, whatever. And the woman came, Descartes was sitting. One more round of coffee she brought. Mr. Carter, do you want cafe? Do you want some more cafe? He said, I don't think so. He disappeared. He just disappeared. Whether you think or you don't think, you exist. You can't say, I infer I am. It's not that I think, therefore I am. There's inference. There's another inference. I am because I am married. What is the logic? The logic is, no woman would marry a non-existent me. So since I am married, I must exist. What a nice idea. Huh? I am because I am married. Yeah, before marriage did you exist or not? Before marriage, it's not that you came into being after marriage. And the husband came into being after marriage. But you were there before becoming an husband, correct? Yeah. I am, therefore I got married, okay? After marriage, whether I am or not, that's a different question. Don't ask me all that. Don't ask me. I don't know all that. But I am, therefore I am married. All silly logic. Before I think I am, in sleep I am. That's why I say in the morning, I slept well. I dreamt. I slept. So the one who doesn't sleep, I am. Correct? The mind goes to sleep. Thank God I don't go to sleep. I am there very much in sleep also. To make a statement in the morning, I slept well. What did you see in your sleep? I didn't see anything. How do you know that you didn't see anything? It was my sleep. I knew what? I didn't know anything at that time. I slept well. I am there in sleep. I am there in dream. I am there now. My thoughts are variable. I am always present. The self is therefore doesn't require evidence. Everything is evident to the self. The self is self-evident. In fact, what is self-evident is the self. What becomes evident to the self is not self. Understand now? Atma is self, aham, and what becomes evident to aham atma is anatma idam. Dvauhi padartau atma anatmanav. The self plus not self constitute all your experiences. Self and not self. This not self is anything that becomes evident to the self is not self. Therefore, you can't say, I am ignorant. Because ignorance is evident to the self. You can't say, I am ignorant. So, from the standpoint of what you don't know, you can say, I am ignorant. From the standpoint of what you know, I am knowledgeable. You can say, you are knowledgeable. Therefore, my question, are you knowledgeable or are you ignorant? You tell me now. If you say, I am knowledgeable, I ask you to spell the word knowledgeable. To say I am ignorant, you must be knowledgeable. Otherwise you can't say I am ignorant. So I am ignorant with reference to what I don't know. I am knowledgeable with reference to what I know. Correct? It's like daylight. Therefore, you can't say, I am ignorant. You are not ignorant. You are not knowledgeable either. This is what we call transcendence. You transcend ignorance. You transcend knowledge. But ignorance doesn't transcend you. Knowledge doesn't transcend you. Therefore, understand the transcendental. Doesn't mean any spatial distance. When you say, touch wood, what do? Touch wood. Do you go to the woods? Touch wood, you go to the lumber mart? No. The nearest, whatever you have, chair, table, anything wooden, touch wood. What do? You transcend table and touch the wood. Correct? The wood is not available. You say, touch wood. I don't understand that. Touch wood. That means what? You transcend you transcend the human form and refer what is inside. What is inside is wooden, is it? That's maybe somebody started it, it goes on. Don't do it. This is okay. Touch wood. This is called transcendence. Because the table is wood, if it is wooden table, it is wood. And therefore here, I am ignorant, I can say from the standpoint of what I don't know. I am knowledgeable, I can say from the standpoint of what I know. From my own standpoint, neither I am ignorant, nor I am knowledgeable. Both I objectify, knowledge and ignorance. What I objectify is not me. The one who objectifies is I. Understand now? Because ignorance is evident to me. In every evidence, one more step. In every evidence, there is naturally objectification. The flower is evident means flower is objectified by you. When you objectify, the flower becomes an object of your consciousness, correct? It becomes an object of consciousness, object of knowledge, object of consciousness. Correct? Swami is evident to you. Means what? Swami is object of consciousness. Then the table is, chair is, the room is, the tree is, sun is, black hole is object of consciousness. Each one of them, object of consciousness. Your body is object of consciousness. Hunger is object of consciousness. Drowsiness is object of consciousness. Okay? Some kind of a glowworm consciousness. Object of consciousness. Some people are drowsy. I could see. That's why I sit on this fire, just to see how many are drowsy. So drowsy is better, because we can wake up. We can wake them up. But the other one, they have sound sleep. You know what is sound sleep? What is sound sleep?
Snoring.
Eh?
Snoring.
Sound sleep means you should hear the sleep. Then only sound should come. That is called sound. Sound making sleep. It's called sound sleep. Okay? Sound making sleep. Sound sleep. Whether you learn anything or not, a few things you can learn. These few things. And therefore, anything you say is an object of consciousness. A condition of mind is object of consciousness. Every form of emotion is object of consciousness. Memory, object of consciousness. Recollection, recollected object is object of consciousness. Whether you have memory of Grand Canyon, do you have the memory of Grand Canyon? You can't have it unless you had visited that, correct? You must have gone there, then you have Grand Canyon. Old Faithful. Do you have memory or not? Yes, if you say, then the memory of Old Faithful is, that means that memory is the object of consciousness. Memory exists, object of consciousness. Do you have memory of Badrinath? What? Badrinath. Oh, Badrinath? I never had been to Badrinath. I went to Rishikesh. When did you go to Rishikesh? Yes. Don't ask me. Those are the days I want to forget, okay? What are those days? Oh, those are the days you don't know. Those days. They're all the days of growing. Now what? Those are the days of growing. What? Hair, long hair, nothing else. Those are the days of growing. Now what? Now what's the days of growing? Badrinath memory is not. Because I didn't visit Badrinath. Okay? Absence is known. Absence of memory, object of consciousness. Do you know Russian language? I don't know. How do you know that you don't know? My ignorance. That I have ignorance of Russian language. Object of consciousness. So, any object is or is not is object of consciousness. That is what is called evidence. Knowledge, object of consciousness. I am object of consciousness. So object, I is the object. To whom is the object? Oh, I am object to myself. That means self is the subject, self is the object. This is what we say, self-evident. In every evidence there is consciousness. In self-evidence there is consciousness. That consciousness is the self. There is no other self other than consciousness. This consciousness is called Atma. Wow. This consciousness is called a Chit. So the self is consciousness. Wow. Self is consciousness. Wow. So I am consciousness then? Yes. Swamiji, maybe I am consciousness, but my consciousness is very small consciousness. Can you say so? There is no my consciousness. I am consciousness. It's all wrong thinking. We have to improve our consciousness. I'm not talking of improvement of consciousness, okay? That which doesn't subject itself to any improvement. All improvements are all within the areas of my objectification. So consciousness is I. And any object of consciousness is object consciousness, correct? When you see Swami, Swami consciousness, you have got Swami consciousness. Knowledge, any particular object knowledge, that consciousness. Ignorance consciousness, memory consciousness, hunger consciousness, thirst consciousness, emotion consciousness. Whatever is the emotion. What is invariable is consciousness. What is variable? The object. The variable is the object. The invariable is the consciousness. The invariable presence of consciousness reveals one thing, that no matter what you experience, no experience is away from consciousness. And no experience really leaves anything on consciousness. It is stainless Teflon consciousness. Nothing sticks. Asango hi ayam purushaha. It is very much with everything, free from everything. You don't require to clean it up. Understand? People say, no, we have to clean the consciousness. People talk, not knowing what they talk. That is the strength. They begin to know something, then they can't talk. Because they are blabbering. So consciousness as such doesn't have any spatial limit. An object of consciousness, like your body, is occupying place P. It has a certain form. Therefore, there is a place where it is not. But consciousness as such has no form. It has no height. It has no width. Correct? It has no height. It has no width. And therefore, it is spatially limitless. It has no spatial limit. Think of this. What is the distance between you, consciousness, and your body, object of consciousness? Zero distance. You, consciousness, and me, the Swami, object of consciousness, what is the distance? Zero distance. Between your body and this body, there is a distance. Between you, consciousness, and the object of consciousness, no distance, because the object is not away from consciousness. Between you, consciousness, and those stars, light years away, no distance. Spatially, limitless is the nature of consciousness. You, consciousness means you. And this is what you experience when you are happy. This wholeness. When there is ananda, when you say ananda, some happiness, there is a wholeness there. You listen to music, the resolution of the sins of any inadequacy, the wanting person, for the time being is quietened. No more clamor, no more longing. For the time being, there is a resolution of the small man, the wanting man, the smarting person, the wanting person, complaining person, murmuring person. All the time murmuring. So it's always like this. That murmuring person, that fellow for the time being resolves. What obtains? Object of consciousness. Consciousness. The hearer also not separate from consciousness. And the heard object of consciousness is not separate. Both subject and object are fused in this consciousness. There is wholeness. There is wholesomeness. And this is what we say, Ananda. Chidananda Rupa Shivokam Shivokam Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham. Shivoham will talk later. Chidananda, Chit consciousness, Ananda, wholeness. Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham. Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham. Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham. Mano buddhya kankara chittani naham nacha shrotra jihve nacha grana netre nacha vyoma bhumir na tejo na vayuhu chidananda rupa shivoham 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 Mukeshji, Mukeshji. I am the self. I am but consciousness. Not the variable thoughts. All variable thoughts are me, no doubt. Nothing is away from me, no doubt. But I am not the variable. Mano buddhya kankara chittani naham. Mano buddhya kankara Chittani naham. I am not. Don't say mind is not. No. Mind is I am. Mind is not separate from I. I am not the mind. Mind means the emotional mind. The doubting mind, the desiring mind. That's called mind, mana. The whole faculty, the thinking faculty, is referred by this word, manaha. Buddhihi, another word. So one type of thinking, desiring, doubting, emoting, even this the complaining, any emotion, all mind, manaha. Then resolving, deciding, should I go or not? Should I go to this class or not? Sometimes doubt comes. What will I do with this Vedanta? Where should I go? These kind of doubts are possible, you know. Possible? I don't know. Possible. Yeah. I come for yoga. You didn't reckon Swami is part of the deal. You didn't reckon. It's a package. Swami is only small package, small part of the deal. Mainly yoga. A little bit of Swami. A little bit in the morning, a little bit in the evening. And kabhi in the satsang. Even these people are having resistance. Mind, this is called mind. No, I will go. I will go. It doesn't matter. Let's go. Go and sit there, so what? Just can go and relax. Swami anyway is funny, it's okay. So some concession. You decide to come and sit. That is called buddhi. And when something happens in terms of understanding, that is also buddhi. Oh, that is true if you say that is buddhi. The whole faculty is viewed differently from the standpoint of the type of thinking. When you explore, inquire, discover, decide, and that is what? Buddhi. When you recollect, chittam, from your memory, when you recollect, recall, chittam, memory database, chittam, that is also chittam. The data bank is chittam, and you recall the process of recollection, that is also chittam. Patanjali uses the word chittam for everything. Chittam, yogaha, chitta vritti nirodha. In this chittam, the word is, it includes mind, buddhi. You can use mind also, manaha also for everything, buddhi also for everything, chittam also for everything. But when you have three words together, one after the other, then the meaning is this. The emoting process, thinking process, is called manaha. The exploring process, inquiring process, deciding is called buddhi. Recollection is called chittam. Memory is also called chittam. And the one who owns all this called ahankara, the subject, the ahankara, the ego, the hearer, the seer, the thinker, the one who owns the emotions, one who owns the conclusions, and that person is ahankaraha, ego. All these I am, because when a mind, doubt is doubt consciousness. When a conclusion is conclusion consciousness. Enquiry is enquiry consciousness. Recollection, recollection consciousness. Ego, ego consciousness. Who are you? I am consciousness. I am not mind, I am not buddhi, I am not chittam, I am not ahankara. Mano buddhi ahankara chittani naham. Mano buddhi ahankara chittani naham. Nacha shrotra jihve, nacha grana netre, mano buddhya ahankara chittani naham. Nacha shrotra jihve. If I am not the mind, then do you think that I have senses? Do you have any sense? Nacha shrotra jihve, shrotram cha jihva cha. Nacha shrotra jihve. Neither I am shrotra, ears, nor jihva, the sense of taste. Nacha shrotra jihve, nacha grana netre. Grana, neither sense of smell or sense of visual perception, eyes. Netra, eyes. Neither I am the sense of smell. Don't say, neither I am nose, neither I am tongue. No, the sense of taste. Tongue also is a sense, is an organ of speech, is a part of organ of speech. Sense of taste, sense of smell. So, I am not senses. I am not senses. But when there is sight, there is sight consciousness. There is eye consciousness, there is ear consciousness, there is sound consciousness, and therefore I am there everywhere. But consciousness is invariable, Teflon consciousness. None of this is there in me. It has a very this truth, this is a fact. And this fact releases a person from the sense of smallness, insignificance, etc. We will look at it when we come back. Mano buddhya kankara chittani naham, chittani naham, nacha shrotra jihve, nacha grana netre, nacha vyoma bhumir, na tejo na vayuhu, chidananda rupa shivoham shivoham. Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham. Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham. Lot more to talk. So we will talk all that. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Shanti.
Let's close our eyes and reflect on what we have listened to. And we'll share our thoughts.
When when we listen to this Swamiji, mostly the keywords kind of stuck in my head, like object of consciousness and that object at the distance between the I am, the consciousness, and the object of consciousness is not much. It's pretty close. In that sense, even like he mentioned about the gods is light years away, and that consciousness they being object of consciousness, that consciousness also close to our consciousness. So the self and non-self, like how the subject and object together. That's nice. And then the next one, the word he mentioned, transcendental or transcendence, like how transcends. That part I kind of missed something, so I couldn't understand completely. But I know he said about touch wood and transcending part, but I don't know. Maybe you can explain that from the. And then and he beautifully explained the first paragraph on this Nirvana shatakam is very nice. I am not all that mind, buddhi, and chitta, and ahankara, all that become object of consciousness. And then the senses also of object of consciousness. Everything is not self. The last one was Vayu, or the five elements also, that not object of consciousness, that become not self. And only that Chit Ananda, which is Chit is that consciousness, and the Anandam is the bliss, the complete, the wholeness. We talked another time about that with the Purna thing, Shivoham, and that he said he'll explain it some other time. So this is what I got. Thank you.
Gurudev, you very nicely summarized all that he had taught in this session. The subject and object, he very, the way he derived that I is self-evident. Because anything you objectify is not self. But then he asked the question, do you exist? You exist. Whether you're in the waking state or in the sleep state, even when you go to sleep, how you able to say I slept well is because that I exists. You exist there. So where the subject and the object become the same, are one, that is self-evidence. So the I is self-evident. And because I is, everything else is. The mind, buddhi, chitta, hankara, all of that is because of the I. And very beautifully he gave the explanation of how this consciousness, this I, the self-evident I, is there everywhere. In the sense that he said, is there any separation? Is there any distance, time and space between I consciousness and the Swami consciousness? He said, no, as soon as you think of Swami, you look at Swami, there is no distance at all. Same thing with the distant stars. So, in just bringing up this, he brought out the aspect of how consciousness is all pervading.
It's almost like in and around you, right? It's not like
Infinite,
it's
yeah.
yeah, it's not like something inside you or outside you, or it's just there everywhere.
It is
Yeah,
not
it makes
limited by this
yeah,
body. It is not limited by this 3 feet 6 inches, or I mean, whatever your
right.
height in your body weight.
Yeah,
It is
Swamiji is really great, man. How he
beyond.
explained everything. Yeah.
And that transcendence was, he says, I am ignorant. I know I am ignorant. And I know I know.
Your voice got cut off earlier, but now it's okay. Yeah,
Is it
like you
okay?
when you explained it. Yeah, sorry.
My internet seems to be okay, maybe. Not sure. So I know this, whatever, maybe Hindi, English, and I know that I do not know Russian. So both ignorance and knowledge become an object of your perception. So that is where he said transcendence, where you have to go beyond this.
Beyond the subject object stuff, you mean?
Beyond the ignorance and knowledge there.
Knowledge. I see.
That knowledge, that transcendence, that thing is beyond this limited. It's a little subtle. I mean, I'm not sure whether even I got it right. So I would not be right in saying, but this is what in this context, he was talking of the transcendence, transcendental.
That you are in a position that you neither know nor that you don't know. You know as well as you don't know. So in that centeredness, that is the position of Shiva, right? He is unattached to either ignorance or wisdom.
That part of transcendental little, I think we should hear some more time in that.
I got it today only, what is transcendental. I used to wonder what is transcendental, but the way he explained, I got it like this.
No, there
that
we got it, but again to explain, we are not getting it, I think little confusion there. Transcendental means both involving and above that. Both I am and I am not.
Yeah.
That is transcendental.
Yes. I am neither ignorant nor am I knowledgeable.
Knowledgeable. I got it, but I am not
Yeah, this is similar to like ignorant or you're liberated from this ignorance. You know, that's almost like you are neither that or that. This that's what. See, again, when it came about, he said that it's you don't have to clean and you don't have to do anything. It's just there, like the pure consciousness, and it's a whole thing. That kind of stuff. So, um,
Unattached, asangoham. He said
awesome.
consciousness
Yeah,
is Teflon, nothing sticks.
nothing sticks to it. Yeah, that.
Yeah. So you are neither attached to anything nor are you detached from anything. You just exist and everything exists in you. That is
So
that
that
awareness is
Ah,
transcendental wisdom.
That's where I felt like, okay, so you're neither ignorant nor knowledgeable. Like you can't, that means that when it comes to the I part, that is self, that consciousness is neither ignorant nor knowledgeable. Like that kind of, that's where it is I comes. But then we are looking at the I part from the ego point of view, then you get this ignorance and knowledgeable and all that applies to that part of the ego. So you transcend this whole thing uh, to get there. That means now at least now with putting all our heads together, maybe it a little bit understanding. Yeah.
Yeah, you transcend the concepts in your mind. Then you have reached that transcendental state.
Yeah. That's
I
what he
didn't
says.
Because
get
we are
It's
the
not
that.
usually
about
stuck with our
thinking.
concepts.
Mm.
No, I
I
didn't
know
get.
this, I don't
Yes,
know.
touch wood. I didn't get that part of it. How it can be transcendental.
That part, this is what I understood. Like, see, the self is the I, right? That the self, the consciousness is I. That I is neither ignorant nor knowledgeable. Like you don't have, it's everything. So we don't apply that to that I, in this. I mean, that's what I kind of. I mean, this is more applicable to the object of consciousness. Only this knowledge, and this is only this much. You don't know that much. Like there are that I presence and absence part. So anyway, maybe you have to listen to that part in the tape again. Would be nice. I will may have to do it on our own to do that.
Yeah, that is our homework.
And he very beautifully talks of what the difference between the mind, buddhi, chitta, and ahankara. Mind, he talks everything that is emotive, the emotions, complaining, doubting, perceiving all the senses, all that is the mind. Whether to come to the class or not, whether to sit or not, whether to do yoga or not, all that is the doubting thing aspect in the is the mind. And when you actually decide to do it, no, I will go, come what may. That is the intellect. So there, something very beautiful came up, which I wanted to share. So when the mind is there, none of the others kind of exist. If the intellect is showing up, is present, is manifesting, then the mind gets subdued because you're in that decisive aspect. So there is no doubt there. So the mind disappears. It is only the intellect that functions. And then when we are lost in our thoughts and our memories, neither the mind nor the intellect remain.
Similarly with Ahankara.
Ahankara, when you're all of that doership is there, maybe the Ahankara is underlying. You cannot deny the Ahankara there. Ahankara maybe is there throughout, but
Yeah. Mhm.
uh,
But the chitta, how he explained the chittam is very nicely like the memory, like you have that memory of the flower. That's how you recognize it. So it's flower. So it's the recall, and then it's a data bank. Like he mentioned that those two words like is really nice. Like you have all the stored data that you pull it from there time to time, and then that's you see that. So he mentioned again, even in that memory where you went to Badrinath, no, so you haven't been to Badrinath, and but then you got it to Rishikesh, or the language Russian or not know the Russian, like that. That is also in as part of the memory. He brought it up. It's really nice. Uh, and the buddhi is basically the deciding factor or discriminating factor. Um, like once, like you said, this part of the consciousness plays like as a mind, buddhi, and ahankara, as well as the chitta, all in the same place.
and the release is when you know that
Mm,
consciousness, the pure consciousness, is
mm,
free from all of these aspects. Manas,
mm,
buddhi, chitta, ahankara is that
right.
pure Teflon that nothing sticks to it. When you
Mhm,
realize this, then you get that release from that smallness, from that insecurity. And that is moksha.
mm. Can you say that again one more time?
No, when the release, when you realize that this consciousness that you are is
Mhm,
from the mind, complaining, emotive mind, also the buddhi, the ahankara, chitta,
mhm.
it is free from this. Nothing sticks to the consciousness. Consciousness is pure like that Teflon.
Right,
Nothing
unattached.
sticks to it. So
Mm,
when you realize this, then you get release from the smallness, insecurity that we think we are. That is the misery, that is samsara. And that goes on and on. So once you realize this, then that is that you sever that bondage.
He said that is Atma, that consciousness, the pure consciousness is Atma, isn't it?
Yeah.
What did he say about ego
he
is
did
the
mention
subject?
that specific word, like consciousness equal atma, like kind of, is atma. Yeah.
He said he deduced it and finally connected Atma and consciousness. And he
Mm-hmm.
said there's no need to clean consciousness,
Mm.
improve consciousness. That was
Yeah.
also very beautiful.
Yeah.
It
It
is the
was like,
invariable because of
Mm.
which everything else is. That
yeah.
invariable, unchanging.
Invisible. Yeah. Very nicely explained. Wow.
Hariom, I love the example in the beginning which Swamiji gave about the French coffee. We are so conditioned with the forms that coffee can be drunk only in the cups. So when he was offered the bowl, Carter did not accept. He disappeared. So that was such a wonderful example. We are so conditioned to drink. We are so conditioned with the forms and nama rupa. We are so conditioned that we cannot accept certain things if they are offered in a different form. I
Yeah.
love that example.
He also mentioned that Carter example with respect to the aspect of how do you know you exist. So he says, someone says, I think and therefore I am. So it is the other way around. Carter initially said, I think and therefore I am. But then he says, I am and therefore I think.
Yeah.
The
The
example of the coffee
inferential.
thing
Yeah.
was,
Yeah.
he says, when he's offered a second cup, he says, I don't think so. So, which means you disappear in the sense, because I think and therefore I am. Because you're not thinking, you disappear. So,
So
that,
I didn't understand the joke then. Yeah, now I can. Yeah, that's right.
but
Yeah.
it is actually the other way around. The other way around is what? I
Mm.
am and therefore I think. Consciousness is, Atma is, therefore the mind is, therefore the intellect is, therefore everything else is. So there are only two, dvau hi padarthau, Atma, Atma, Aham and Na Aham. So there are only two that complete the whole thing. That is I
Yeah.
and self and not self.
Atma and Anatma.
Atma and Anatma. Aham and Na Aham. Na Aham.
What
And
did
then
he
that
say about Ananda? Okay, complete whatever you want to say, and then we'll go on.
Yeah, no, even the same way he talked about the I am I I am married and therefore I am. So he just was, I think, extending that example of that Carter thing. So that means to say, if you're not married, you are not. You existed even before you got married. So that I am, the way he derived that I am as the subject and the object both merge. The herd, he talked about the, not really the seen and the seer, but where they merge, that is I, that is Atma. With respect to Ananda, he talked of wholeness. He says that is when you're happy, there is that completeness, that wholeness.
That
Chit is
expansion,
the
expansion.
expansion. Yeah. Yeah, with respect to the Ananda, he was talking of where they merge together. The hearer and the heard, they merge. That becomes whole. And that wholeness, that state is the Ananda.
Is
Yeah,
this
but
a relation with that pramata, premeya, like that kind of stuff? Like where the knower known and what is it? The subject to
Process
be.
of knowing.
Yeah.
Yeah, knowing. Yeah. In between.
Actually, going back to this, I think and therefore I am, he said that is inferential knowledge.
Right.
Inference, like yesterday he was talking of the smoke and the fire. There is smoke and therefore you infer that there is fire. Whereas with
Right.
respect to self, it is not inferential. You cannot say, I think and therefore I am. I am married and therefore I am. You are there and that is self-evident.
Evident.
You don't need another proof of your existence. You know you are. Therefore, that's the
So he
subject
connected the subject and object with the
object
word
together.
self-evident, because self is subject and evident also. You're like it's evident to you that is an object. So that kind of matches like self-evident, right? That.
Yeah. And he talked about the I consciousness and the you consciousness.
Yeah.
There's no separation. It is the same.
Right.
The moment you think of something, you are one with it. That is that no separation in that consciousness.
This brings really that knowledge point where really, like we're all together in this,
Yeah.
even we are in different places of the world. Only this body, because of the limitations of this body, like, he's that yesterday or day before he was talking about where do you define your boundary, like your nose or your extremities or head, that your body limits you, but then the consciousness is not. And it
There
just
is no
like one.
distance in
Yeah.
consciousness. There is distance between
Just one of
bodies.
those, I don't know, it was one of the steps only we learned, like the Brahmanda, the Linga consciousness or something like that. There was a word that was used, one of the talk he gave. That how big this consciousness is thing.
Yeah. So we'll wind up here today.
Very nice, Dr. Pramara giving this. Dayananda Saraswati always great, like, all the Swamijis, but he's given a lot of input, knowledge to us with his commentary in Gita and now this Nirvana shatakam.
Right. So in that gratitude, let's close our eyes. Om Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Tat Sat Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. Jai Gurudev.
मनोबुद्ध्यहङ्कार चित्तानि नाहम् न च श्रोत्रजिह्वे न च घ्राणनेत्रे न च व्योमभूमिर्न तेजो न वायु चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् न च प्राणसंज्ञो न वै पञ्चवायुः न वा सप्तधातु न वा पञ्चकोशः न वाक्पाणिपादौ न चोपस्थपायु चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् न मे द्वेषरागो न मे लोभमोहो मदोर्नैव मे नैव मात्सर्यभावः न धर्मो न चार्थो न कामो न मोक्षः चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् न पुण्यं न पापं न सौख्यं न दुःखं न मन्त्रो न तीर्थं न वेदा न यज्ञः अहं भोजनं नैव भोज्यं न भोक्ता चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् न मे मृत्युः शङ्का न मे जातिभेदः पिता नैव मे नैव माता न जन्म न बन्धुर्न मित्रं गुरुर्नैव शिष्यः चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् अहं निर्विकल्पो निराकाररूपो विभुर्व्याप्य सर्वत्र सर्वेन्द्रियाणां सदा मे समत्वं न मुक्तिर्न बन्धः चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् शिवोऽहं शिव